We smashed another League 2 team 10-0. That's it. That's the intro. No, seriously, one of our first League 2 games, and it's a 10-0 smacking of Bromley. I'm literally sitting here for the entire, I'd say from the second half onwards, and I was just looking in amazement as what these players are doing. We have started the season so well, especially in attack. We are just scoring goals for fun, and it is an absolute joy to see. Long may it continue, because in today's match we've got two much more tougher tests in Wigan Athletic and our local rivals Boston. Why are they tough? Well, apart from the fact Boston are our local rivals and always seem to show up against us. We are playing Wigan, who are one of the two teams who have made a storming start to life here in League 2. So it's us versus Wigan, top of the league, and whoever wins basically will be top of the league after, 10 games, which is coming up on a quarter of the season. I think Wigan came down from last season. So let's check. What fixtures did they have last season? Yeah, so they're a League 1 team from last season. So this is going to be our first real big test, because all the teams we've played so far are in the bottom half of the league. So Doncaster, Bromley, Barnet, Oldham, Swindon, Tranmere, and I think Notts County is the highest placed team that we've actually played so far. So it's nice to start the season with, a easy set of fixtures, and I say it like that because we're newly promoted ourselves. But it was a nice way to try and bed us in to life in League 2. Also, the same for our players as well, who have actually come in, and we've made a bunch of new signings since the last episode. So first up is Theo Howard, who is a 20-year-old English midfielder on loan from Sheffield United of the Championship. 2.5 stars accountability, 5 stars of potential. He has made a few games so far this season, or a few starts, a handful of sub-appearances as well. He's still getting his match fitness up, so he's constantly rotating at the moment with the likes of Morgan Williams. But Morgan Williams will be used for midfield and attacking midfield in our 4-2-3-1. So he can be moved around. Howard, he can also be moved around as well. It's nice to have that little rotation in the middle. We've also got Jaden Heskey, another versatile player that we have. He's a right winger, but he can also play on the left wing. He can play in anywhere in midfield. He's certainly a player who will be using throughout the season in multiple areas, especially when players actually need a break. 2.5 stars accountability, 4-star potential for the 22-year-old Englishman utility man. He's formerly of Millwall and Manchester City. He's played in the Premier League, interestingly, for Man City, so fair enough. That's enough of a reason to bring him in. He's played at a higher level, and he's apparently decent at League 2 level as well. Sanchez Phillips, another loanee, this time from Stoke of the Championship. 20-year-old central defender, 2.5 stars accountability, 4.5 stars of potential. There's a lot of potential in these players that they were bringing in. 6'1", his jumping reach isn't that great, but he'll start games. Well, actually, he'll need to start games. He's supposed to be a regular starter. But he's here really just to fill a gap, because obviously Shepherd is still out with injury, and also to give Doherty a bit of a break as and when needed. And Hughes as well. Where is he? Caden Hughes has also been starting, so he'll need a break as well every now and then. And finally, we have brought in Lewis Banks, who is going to be a 31-year-old right back, cover for Noah Freeman, naturally. Only 2 stars accountability. You may or may not see him in a few episodes, depending on what games they are, if Freeman's available or if he needs a rest. But he's had a long career, formerly of Stoke when they were in the Premier League. He's been in Ireland and Scotland, and he's mostly just been slumming it around the National League in recent seasons. So, a fringe player who's just going to cover for Freeman as and when needed. 2 loanees who went out as well. Ben Middlemass, our midfielder, he has gone to Barrytown United in the Welsh Premier. That's fine, because we've got quite a few new midfielders in. The only downside, that £2,000 a week, it's not being covered. We're in League 2, for goodness sake. We can't afford that. Taylor Caskey is one of our youngsters who has gone out on loan in the National League at Halifax, which is exciting to see. Some of our youth players either make it into the first team or they're going out on loan. And speaking of youth players as well, Goff and Daly are both back from injury. Daly makes it to the bench for today. Goff, not so much, but we will see him at some point this season. Shepherd should be back in the next 5 days. I don't think you'll see him in the next match, probably in the next episode, but I'm looking forward to getting him back. So this is going to be the 11 that we're going to send out. Wooster is back in goal because Williamson's been out with injury. He's literally just come back, so Wooster's going to stay in for this one. Smith, Hughes, Doherty and Freeman as the back four. O'Brien, Whitmarsh and Howard in midfield. Brown, Palmer, Richards across the attacking midfield. Brown on the left wing, Richards on the right wing. Iro up front, and Iro has made a fantastic start as the striker since Carl Daly got injured. 10 goals and 2 assists in 9 league appearances, including 4, by the way, in the last match. I think it was the last match against Notts County. Yeah, it was the last match. So 4 goals there. I think he scored a couple as well in the 10-0 thrashing of Bromley. 2 goals from Palmer in that one as well. Palmer's made a very good start. I didn't think I'd be starting him in attacking midfield. I always thought it was going to be O'Brien Whitmarsh who would start there. But Palmer's made that position his own, and he's going to be swapping out as and when needed with the likes of Williams and O'Brien Whitmarsh. But O'Brien's good in that deeper role, so we'll leave him there to start with, as Iro is trying to chase onto the ball. And that's something that I have seen a lot, and hopefully we'll see it again today from our attacking 4. They're speedy enough to get past most defences, and we just play balls over the top and they're just running onto it like it's nothing. Richards into the box, into Iro, who just gets denied. It is blocked. Not off the line, but it was blocked by a defender, and it's been quite a chaotic start already. We've got the ball back and we go again, and that was just the opening minute. But it has been a joy to watch the front 4 just absolutely tearing into teams at the start of this season. That's why this Wigan match and the Boston match coming up as well, they are going to be big tests. Wigan, obviously, recently relegated from League One and top of the table with us. They're going to be very tricky. I'm not sure really what to expect out of this. I mean, we're at home, which hopefully will make things a bit easier, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Wigan just outpace us or just outmatch us. In fact, here they are with a corner. Hopefully we can defend this. And Wooster does very well to catch that. It is lovely to note, by the way, both our goalkeepers are well over 6 foot tall. Wooster's 6'3", and Williamson, forgot to mention it before, he's 6'4", so we don't have a 5'4" midget in goal. And there is, I was wondering, I thought it was someone called Taylor, but no, it wasn't an own goal. Iro with another goal to his name. That's his 11th goal of the season. Insane. This is the Joe Bevan replacement right here. Pitts is still kicking around the club, by the way. Nobody wants to take him on loan, but Iro is definitely the Joe Bevan replacement for us. Be interesting to know how Bevan is getting on in Scotland. Is he missing it down here? You know what? Probably not. He's Scottish himself, so he's probably happy being back home, effectively. As referee, you see that shove? Iro just taken out there, a push in the back, and this is Palmer. Haven't seen too many free kicks from him, and that was very close. It is a save by Taylor, I think. Doesn't matter because we don't even get a highlight out of it. But 1-0 going into half-time. Why do I speak sometimes? I shouldn't say anything. Hopefully this is just what a tackle by Richards. And Freeman just gives the ball away anyway. I shouldn't say anything when we're coming up to half-time. Hopefully it's just a half-time highlights as Brown gets the ball forward. I mean, if we get a chance here, I'm not going to complain. Palmer. Never mind, it is a half-time highlight. I thought it might actually be a chance to get a second, but it's alright. I feel we can take another gear into the second half. I mean, 1-0 up, I'm not going to complain. If it ended like this, I'll be thrilled. Especially as that'll take us 5 points clear at the top after, barely a quarter of the season gone. But it's the amount of games that we played in August and September. It truly does feel like we're back in the National League again. With the amount of games that we have to play. Freeman. Take your time, man. Come on. There's no need to be heading the ball into no man's land. There's the ball over the top. Iro, he is through here. And it's a save by the keeper. That's the sort of ball we're very good at. Just launching the ball forward. Let the striker get on the end of it. And just let him have shots. It doesn't even have to be the striker per se. It could also be Brown on the left-hand side or Richards on the right-hand side. It could even be Palmer. Palmer's very good at doing that as well. We saw that in the last episode. He got through and scored a beautiful 14-second goal, literally in the opening 14 seconds of the match. But certainly this 4-2-3-1 gives us a lot more options, a lot more players going forwards, but also gives us a bit more depth in midfield as well. Because obviously Palmer does help out a little bit with the pressing when trying to win the ball back, which does help. Richards as well does help out in defence as well, as does Brown. Oh, what a header by Rowe, and this is an absolute superstar at this level. Just plants a header beyond the goalkeeper. Absolutely sensational. Smith with a wonderful cross. It's lovely to know that we've got two fullbacks who can cross the ball very, very well. Granted, so could Ling and Lavinier, but they just needed to be upgraded, in all fairness. But that is 2-0 against Wigan Athletic, of all teams. And this was the sort of test that I needed to see us take today. It's been 75 minutes, by the way. Crikey. We've had so many games recently. I need to be resting some players. Smith. Pratt actually needs to go on for Hughes. Oh, I just done it the wrong way round. Sorry. Hughes needs to go off for... You know what? Phillips is going to come on. And Pratt can go on the left-hand side. Freeman's going to have to just gut it out. Good thing we got another right back in, isn't it? Heskey. Richards is on a yellow. He's having a very good game as well, though. But I'm going to try Heskey on the right-hand side. And Avo can go off for a break. Let's bring on the man himself, Carl Daly. Let's just give him his first minutes since injury. Him and Goff literally came back, I think, just before the Notts County match. So they didn't play in that, obviously, because they had no fitness whatsoever, which is fair enough. Let's just start some game management, wasting some time down. There's no need to go mad. Just over 5 minutes to go. With Wigan on the ball here. And well done to Howard. You could have actually just kept that ball. And Wigan are just keeping the ball here. And they have found a goal. Very scrappy. I do feel we could have actually taken control of that ball a couple of times. I mean, two of them there. One of them just needed to grab the ball. I have no idea why they didn't. We're just going to go balanced. In fact, what the heck just... I didn't even finish that sentence, and as soon as the highlight starts, we're already putting the ball in the back of the net. So it's a free kick taken by Pratt. O'Brien Whitmarsh at the back post, heads it back in towards Howard, who then just plants it right into the top corner of the net. Fair enough, 3-1 then. I mean, Howard's first goal for the club. That's exactly why I brought him in. Oh my gosh. I thought Rooster was about to commit a howler there, but luckily he was away from his goal. He would have been subbed off there and then. We would never have seen him again. It's the 90th minute, and we've got 5 minutes of injury time. Ref, why do we need so much injury time? Doesn't matter. It was Daly. And Daly, oh, it would have been a great comeback goal. Oh, that was so close. He has scored this season, in all fairness. We have a few minutes left, but let's just make one more change. Brown's going off for Don Roy Bertie, who has been playing at left wing more than left back. He's still being trained to be a left back. But let's see how he does at left wing as well. And that is an excellent victory against a very good Wigan team who are looking to get promoted back to League One. But the 4-2-3-1 that we've got going on here, it's not even a gegenpress either. That's the most impressive thing. Right. Test 1 has been passed with flying colours. On to the local rivals. A big match now in the local derby against Boston. We are at their place, unfortunately, but we had a home win against Wigan, so now we've got to go on the road and test ourselves. It is the same starting 11, bar I think just one change. And yeah, it's Lavinier at left back. He comes in for the suspended Smith, who has picked up 2 many yellow cards. And Banks, our new right back, has come in on the bench. He'll be there just in case Freeman needs a rest. Freeman did get tired towards the end of that last match, so I don't really want to wear him out. He does start, but Banks is there just in case. Other than that, it is as you were. No point changing a starting lineup if you don't need to. As we carry on the performance from the last match, that is fine. That's what we're aiming to do. But we are up against a Boston team who are, I think they're still in the top half of the league. I forgot to look at the league table before this. In fact, will they show it? They should show it with these pretty new graphics that they got for the League 2. There we are at the top. And they must be in the top half because I didn't see them in the bottom half whatsoever. But it feels like that we're facing Boston United every season, I think, so far. We faced them in the first season when they were in the National League and we were in the National League North. We faced them in the FA Cup and lost. We faced them in the National League Season 2 and beat them, or narrowly basically matched them. And I don't think we faced them last season. I honestly can't remember. Probably should have checked that before this match. But either way, we seem to be going blow for blow for them in this series so far. And, that's a terrible pass there. And now we're on the back foot because they are on the counter-attack. And, it took a deflection on the way to their striker. That's just jammy. It was a poor pass. It was the bad pass initially. I don't know who that was from. Was that from Whitmarsh or was that from Palmer? I'm not sure, but either way, they caught us on the counter there. Not happy at all. We're going to go attacking now. It's only 12 minutes in, but we kind of need to. But yeah, we seem to be going blow for blow, move for move with Boston in this series so far. We seem to be following them up the Football League. They've been in League 2 obviously longer than we have, so they were acclimatised to this level already. So, if anything, they have a more stable footing compared to us. And they're playing, I've just realised, I just saw on the screen just before it changed, they're playing a back 7, which is Blair. Plays it over to Richards, who just puts it over. That's the first time I've seen a big concrete wall right at the back of a stadium in FM. We truly are in the north of England, aren't we? The grim north. It looks like wood more than anything. Is Boston's stadium made out of wood? Someone let me know, especially if they've been to the ground or they're a fan. I mean, if you're a fan, oh my god, Boston nearly getting in there. Thankfully, he didn't get that on target. If you're a fan of Boston, I'd be surprised if you're watching a Kings Lynn series. I mean, it's not a series based on Kings Lynn. It is technically about me becoming a legend from being unemployed. Hence the title, Unemployed to Legend. And speaking of trying to become a legend, I've not been able to get a new coaching course. Wooster plucks that out of the air. Excellent stuff. I've not been able to get a new coaching course, mainly because we have no money. We're about £400,000 in debt. Even though I'm not even over the wage budget. We've got about 7k spare on the wages. And I've been very good with the finances as much as humanly possible. And that's despite bringing in players the calibre of Palmer, who's just equalised for us 5 minutes before half-time. It is Boston 1, Kings Lynn Town 1. But thankfully, a lot of these players are not costing an arm and a leg. I think O'Brien Whitmarsh is the highest on 3,500 a week. That took a deflection as well, so fair's fair. Boston scored because a cross was deflected into the striker's head, then fair enough. But the finances at this club truly do worry me, because it just shows, even after a few seasons, we are still too small of a club. Oh, that should have gone in from Brown. Very good play forward, by the way, by us. That's excellent news. But I'm starting to worry that Kings Lynn are just showing themselves now as very, very, very small time. And I don't think the finances are ever going to improve unless either we get to the Premier League, which I don't know how we're going to do. Because even if we go up this season by some miracle, we go up to League One, I think we're going to struggle properly in League One. Because apart from getting any young players in who will improve, but then we're relying, my God, Brown on the volley. Oh, that was close. It is a corner though. But apart from maybe getting in young players who are going to improve, I don't see how we're going to get any quality League One players in who will actually improve this team to help us compete in League One properly. By the way, anyone who's just listening to this like a radio show, that corner didn't come to nothing. Ball was saved, but it has come back to us. And there is Brown. Oh, it's just saved by the keeper off the line. We did manage to take the ball back forward. Brown with a header, which was just cleared off the line. Freeman crosses it in again. It's cleared once again. Goodness me. Boston living dangerously right now, as I don't know what that pass was supposed to be. It goes out straight for a throw-in. I have zero idea what is going on with some of this play. Oh, and Brown just... That's what you call a derby tackle right there. He just took him out at the knees. Lovely, lovely. The locals love that. Not the Boston locals, but the Kings Lynn Town faithful who've shown up. In fact, how many have shown up? So 4,000, it doesn't say how many away fans. That's a shame. 4,000 fans, though, in the ground today. I'll assume maybe a quarter of that might be ours, if we're lucky. They'd have probably Boston would have probably shoved all the fans over, to be fair, in the corner. All the visiting fans. just giving them like a very exposed to the elements type of stands. A lot of stadiums, not even local rivals, a lot of stadiums are pretty bad at doing that. And Palmer with his second of the game, his 6th goal of the season. And that has put Kings Lynn Town 2-1 up at our rivals. I know I keep saying local rivals, but I'm very aware that they're in separate counties. Beautiful cut back in there by Richards, and Palmer was in the area waiting for that to get on the end of it and stick it into the near corner, actually. Past the keeper at the near corner. Fair enough. As I know we're on attacking at the moment, I should probably take it down to positive. Just for now, just to shore things up. I don't know why that was cleared when there was nobody ahead. I don't know where Evo is, by the way. Oh my god, that's off the post. Ooh, clear. Clear it, lads. It's okay, now it's clear as they took the ball out for a throw-in. But as I was saying, back to trying to compete if we go up to League One by some miracle. I'm not expecting us to go up again this season. But it makes me wonder just how far can we actually take Kings Lynn? Have we taken them as far as we can? Or could we get them to League One and then consider moving on to a bigger club? As Richards has gone down injured. Oh, Boston, you filthy, filthy players. If he's out for multiple weeks, I will swear vengeance upon you. Oh, just over. Goodness me, we're going to have to take him off, aren't we? It's 73 minutes anyway. Richards, apparently he's not injured, but you know what? Are we going to risk him? I mean, Brian Whitmarsh is actually complacent. I don't know why. So we're going to take him off for Williams. And do you know what? Carl Daly is going to come on for Brown, and Ero can go out to the left-hand side. So the front four can interchange with each other. I absolutely love that. So Carl Daly is going to go up front. Brown can have a rest. And how is Freeman's looking? Very, very tired. Let's have a look at what Banks can do. I mean, he needs to match fitness anyway, but I need to also give Freeman a little bit of rest and recovery, a bit of R&R. Don't want to completely overwork him this entire season. I think he's still quite young. Most of our squad is quite young, to be fair. I think Banks is actually the oldest player now. He's 31. I think he's the only player over 31 in this entire squad now. We probably do have another one, but I can't think of who else it would be. Ling was over 30. He's obviously gone. Omateo, gone. But overall, a younger squad, new energy, and it has brought us some majorly fruitful performances at the start of the season. That is a big win away at our rivals. Boston 1, Kings Lynn Town 2. That was an excellent result. Excellent 2 results, actually. And that has left us top of the league. We are top of the league. 28 points from 11 games. And Boston are actually down to 15th now, so we can sign them for the moment to the bottom half of the league table. Right. So we are going to come back, probably thinking around October, November time. I think we'll be nearly halfway through the season at that point, won't we? Coming up halfway through the season, plus also the FA Cup. We'll see who we draw in the first round as well. So if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming episodes. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the series so far. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.